You know that feeling. The one in your chest. The one that starts when you see the forecast and doesn't go away. Super El Niño, coming right at you. And the more you read, the worse it gets. The comments, the videos, the "we're not ready for this" headlines. Your heart is doing things your body didn't sign up for. And here's the strange part. You're not just afraid of the storm. You're afraid of what could happen to the people you live with. So you warn them, you tell them to prepare, you send message after message, because you're not trying to scare anyone. You're trying to help. You're trying to save them. In your head, you're the hero of the building. The one who saw it coming. But here's what nobody tells you. The more you warn, the more they shake, and you have no idea. Because from the inside, you can't see what you're doing to the building. Until one day, a neighbor does something. Something small, something calm, and it changes your entire attitude. That's the story I want to tell you. Because if you're the one who's afraid, this one's for you. Let's talk about what fear does to us. From the inside, because we've all been there. And I mean all of us. Every single person watching this has done at least one of these. Probably more. Probably all of them, in the same night. The doomscroll. You tell yourself you'll check the news once. Just once. You promise yourself. One quick look. That's it. 3 hours later, you know the wind speed forecast for a town you've never visited. You know the ocean temperature trends. You know the historical data from storms that happened before you were born. You know more about El Niño than El Niño knows about itself. You could teach a class on it. You could write a book on it. You could give a TED Talk on it, and you feel worse, not better. Worse, because here's the thing about doom scrolling. It's not gathering information. It's feeding the fear. Every article is a snack for the anxiety. And your anxiety is very hungry. It's never full, it just wants more. So you scroll, and you scroll, and you scroll, and the fear grows. The need to warn everyone. This is the one nobody talks about. When you're scared, you want to warn the people you care about. You think, if I tell them, they'll be safe. If I tell them, I'm doing something. If I tell them, I'm not just sitting here helpless. So you post, you text, you send 14 messages at 2:47 in the morning. You tell everyone to stock up, to tape the windows, to prepare for the worst. And every message feels like you're helping. Every message feels like you're doing something. Every message feels like you're being a good neighbor. But here's the truth you can't see from the inside. Every message is a little stone on someone else's chest. You're not calming them, you're scaring them. You're not preparing them, you're paralyzing them, and you have no idea. Because from the inside, all you feel is your own fear, and your own need to do something. The isolation, this is the worst one. Because you're scared and you're warning everyone, but nobody seems to be getting calmer. They're getting more afraid, and you don't understand why. You were trying to help. Why is everyone looking at you like you're the problem? So you close your door. You sit alone. You tell yourself you'll stop posting. You'll stop messaging. You'll just deal with it yourself. And the fear gets louder. Because fear loves silence. Fear grows in quiet rooms. Fear feeds on loneliness. So there you are. Scared. Alone. Doom scrolling. Warning everyone. And nothing you're doing is making it better. It's all making it worse. And you can't see it. Because you're too close to it. But here's the thing. There's a way out. And it doesn't start with the storm. It starts with a neighbor. Let me tell you about Greg. Greg lived on the 4th floor of Building 12. And Greg was afraid. Not the casual kind of afraid, the real kind. The kind that keeps you up at night. The kind where you check your windows 3 times before bed. The kind where you hear a noise and your brain immediately decides it's the storm, even though it's just the neighbor's cat. Greg had read everything about Super El Niño, and his brain had decided, this is it. This is the big one. This is the storm that ends everything, and Greg couldn't keep it to himself. Because he cared. Because he wanted everyone to be safe. Because he couldn't stand the idea of something happening to his neighbors and him not having warned them. So he warned them. He posted in the group chat. He sent messages. He told everyone to stock up, to tape the windows, to prepare for the worst. From the inside, Greg was being a hero. From the inside, he was saving his building. From the inside, he was doing the right thing. But the building wasn't getting saved. The building was getting terrified. The elderly woman on the 3rd floor started shaking at every thunder. The family on the 2nd floor stopped sleeping. The guy on the 1st floor bought a generator and put it in his living room, next to the couch, and Greg had no idea. Because from the inside, you can't see the effect of your words. You only feel your own fear. You only see your own good intentions. Then one evening, there was a knock on Greg's door. It was Mr. Tanaka, the old man from the 3rd floor. He was holding cookies. Hey, I saw your messages. You're really worried about this storm, huh? Greg almost cried, because nobody had asked him that. Everybody had either panicked with him or made fun of him. Nobody had just seen him. Nobody had just asked him how he was doing. I just want everyone to be safe, Greg said. I know you do, Mr. Tanaka said. That's why I came. Because you care. And caring is good. But the way we talk about it, it matters. The building is scared now. Not prepared. Scared. And here's the moment that changed everything for Greg. Mr. Tanaka didn't tell him to stop being afraid. He didn't say, don't worry, it'll be fine. He didn't make him feel stupid. He didn't lecture him. He validated him. He said, you care. And then he gently showed him the effect. He gave Greg a job, a small one. Greg, the drain on the roof is clogged. If the storm hits, the water has nowhere to go. Come help me clear it. Greg blinked. The drain? The drain. It's a small thing, but a small thing done is better than a big thing feared. And Greg went, because it was easier than sitting alone with his fear. And because Mr. Tanaka had given him a way to help that didn't involve screaming into the void. Up on the roof, they cleared the drain. It took 20 minutes. And in those 20 minutes, something happened. Greg wasn't thinking about the storm. He was thinking about the drain, about doing something, about being useful, about the fact that his hands were doing something real. And that's when Greg understood something he'd never understood before. Fear shrinks when you do something. Any something. Small things, real things. Things that help other people. Mr. Tanaka didn't fight Greg's fear. He redirected it. He gave it a job. And that was worth more than 1,000 reassurances. Because 1,000 reassurances just tell you, don't worry. A job tells you, here's something you can actually do. Over the next week, Greg became part of the building's calm. He helped check the emergency lights in the hallway. He helped test the emergency door on the 2nd floor. It was stuck, so they fixed it. He helped make a list of everyone who lived alone. He helped check on the elderly woman on the 3rd floor, the one he'd accidentally terrified with his messages. And every time he did something small, the fear got a little quieter. Not because the storm went away, because Greg was busy. And busy is the opposite of scared. Because Greg was useful, and useful is the opposite of helpless. And here's the most beautiful part. Greg stopped alarming, not because someone told him to, because he found something better to do with his fear. He turned it into action. Calm action, community action, the micro reward, the shift, The moment you realize that the way out of fear isn't through the news. It's through your neighbors, through your hands, through doing something small. So here's the key, the thing that changes everything. And I want you to really hear this, because it's the whole point of the video. Your fear is real, and it's not a weakness. It's a signal. It's telling you something matters. It's telling you to care. And caring is good. The problem isn't the fear. The problem is what you do with it. You can let the fear sit in your chest and grow. You can let it spill out as alarms that scare everyone around you. Or you can turn it into action. Small action, calm action, community action. That's what Mr. Tanaka did. He didn't fight Greg's fear. He redirected it. He gave it a job, and that's the most powerful thing one neighbor can do for another. Now let me be clear about something. This isn't just about storms. This isn't just about El Niño. This is about every single thing that scares you. The water leak, the job interview, the health scare, the money trouble, the thing you're lying awake thinking about at 2 in the morning. The fear is the same, and the way out is the same. Here's what you can actually do, in a calm and respectful way. First, name the fear. Don't hide from it. Don't pretend it's not there. Say it to yourself. I'm scared about the storm. I'm scared about this thing. Naming it takes away some of its power. It's hard to fight a fear you won't admit you have. Second, don't spread it. When you're scared, the instinct is to warn everyone, to spread the alarm, but that doesn't help anyone. It just makes the whole building scared. So before you post, before you text, before you open your mouth, ask yourself, am I informing people or am I scaring them? There's a difference, a big one. Third, turn the fear into action. When you're scared, don't send messages. Do something. Clear a drain. Check a light. Test a door. Make a list of who lives alone. Small things, real things, because action is the antidote to fear, not more words. Action. Fourth, let people help you. This is the hardest one. When you're scared, you want to close the door and deal with it alone. But that's exactly when you need people. Let the neighbor help. Let the friend check on you. Let someone hand you cookies and ask how you're doing. You don't have to be strong alone. That's not strength. That's isolation. And before you do any of this, check your building's rules. Every building is different. Work with your property manager. Follow your building's emergency plan. And if a situation crosses a line, that's when the professionals step in. But the real rule is simpler. You don't have to face the storm alone, and you don't have to face it scared. The building is full of people, and the fastest way to calm your own fear is to help someone else with theirs. You might be the Greg, scared, warning everyone, not realizing the effect of your words. And that's okay. That's not a flaw. That's a starting point. You just need one Mr. Tanaka, or you need to become the Mr. Tanaka. And here's the beautiful thing about becoming the Mr. Tanaka. You don't need to be old. You don't need to be wise. You just need to be calm. And you just need to care. That's it. That's the whole job. Be calm. Care. Help. The rest takes care of itself. Here's what I want to leave you with, and I want you to really take this in. If this video felt familiar, if you've ever been the Greg, sitting alone with your fear, warning everyone, not knowing you were scaring them, drop a comment. Tell me your story. What scared you? And what helped you? Who was your Mr. Tanaka? What did they do that changed things for you? Because here's the thing. Your story matters, not just to me. To the other people watching. Someone out there is the Greg right now. Sitting alone. Scared. Warning everyone. And your comment might be the thing that helps them see it. You might be someone's Mr. Tanaka, and you don't even know it yet. And if this helped you see your fear a little differently, hit that like button, because it tells me this matters. It tells me this message is landing. And it helps other people find it too. And share it. Share it with someone who's scared right now. You might be the calm they needed. You might be the person who hands them the cookies. You might be the person who changes their attitude. You don't have to be old. You don't have to be wise. You just have to be there. Because here's the thing. The storm is coming, or it isn't. The water leak is coming, or it isn't. The thing you're scared about is going to happen, or it isn't. But either way, you're going to live in this building with these people. And the way you face it together, that's what you'll remember. Not the weather, the people, not the fear, the kindness. And hey, if you're the one watching your whole building panic, if you're the calm one watching everyone else shake, wondering what to do, there's another story. Same storm, same building, same Greg, but told from the outside. The side of the building watching the alarm spread, and what to do when one neighbor is scaring the whole building. That's the next story, and it might just be the one you need to hear.